From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Friday, February 9th, 2018. Silver is trading at $16.38 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,317 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $38, and the average price of Bitcoin is $8,052. Antiwar.com reports weeks of diplomatic efforts with North Korea have the South Korean government upbeat and presenting the Winter Olympics as the next step towards even better bilateral ties and new opportunities to come. While the U.S. had previously been loath to publicly clash with South Korea about the matter, the fact that the diplomacy is ongoing is clearly irking the administration and has them now openly taking an opposite position to the South. Where South Korea sees opportunities to improve ties, Vice President Mike Pence is very clear that he sees an opportunity to worsen them. South Korea seeks sports diplomacy at the Winter Olympics, and Pence wants to use it as a pretext for more sanctions and acrimony. This public split is casting a long shadow over the Olympic Games, where South Korea will have to manage Pence's visit while also trying to keep him from doing too much damage to their diplomatic efforts. For over 40 years, Robertson Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. And as a Bitcoin-preferred business, Robertson Brokerage has removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Robertson Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports a pair of Democratic congressmen introduced legislation to block federal funding from being used for President Donald Trump's proposed military parade. Senator Ben Cardin of Maryland and Representative Mark Vesey of Texas introduced bills in their respective chambers to prevent federal money from being used to fund the demonstration of military strength proposed by the president. Pentagon spokesman Charlie Summers said Tuesday that the planning process for a parade, long desired by Trump, has entered its infancy. Millions of dollars would likely be required to ship Abrams tanks and high-tech military hardware to Washington, D.C. for the event. Cardin wrote in a letter to his Senate colleagues, "We have the best armed forces in the world. We don't need to flex our muscles to showcase our military hardware. Our brave military men and women flex their might around the world every day on behalf of our nation." Cardin said his bill would prevent grand-scale parades as a show of force, as well as limit the impact of national military parades on military readiness. Vesey shared a series of tweets introducing the Parade Act. Parade is an acronym for preventing allocations of resources for absurd defenses expenditures, and he suggested potential parade funds should instead be allocated to other military efforts. You can support FPP Radio by joining the Fans program. Fans are friends, allies, and numerous supporters. Fans help FPP afford to produce more original content. You can join the Fans program for as little as $1 per month through Patreon and get perks like ad-free versions of FPP Radio News and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio. To learn more or to join the Fans program, visit fans.fppradio.com. Reuters reports a federal judge in San Francisco on Thursday said a former GrubHub Incorporated delivery driver was an independent contractor and not the company's employee in the first case of its kind against a gig economy company that went to trial. U.S. Magistrate Judge Jacqueline Scott Corley said GrubHub did not control Raif Lawson's work, so it was not his employer under California law. The Chicago-based company did not supervise Lawson, tell him when to work, what kind of transportation to use, or what routes to take. GrubHub, Uber Technologies, and other gig companies have based their business models on treating workers as independent contractors who are not entitled to minimum wage and overtime payments and other legal protections afforded to employees. Thursday's decision could influence a series of lawsuits across the country in which Uber, Lyft, and other companies are accused of misclassifying workers as independent contractors and then depriving them of millions of dollars in pay and expenses. Noting that independent contractors do not receive any of the legal protections afforded to employees, Corley on Thursday said California state lawmakers may want to address that stark dichotomy. Michelle Marriott, a lawyer for GrubHub, said in a statement that delivery partners gravitate to GrubHub rather than traditional employment precisely because of the independence and autonomy they have over their workday and over their business. A lawyer for Lawson did not immediately respond to her request for comment. Lawson had worked for the company for about 4 months, but was blocked from GrubHub's smartphone app in 2016 for not making deliveries while he was signed on, according to court documents. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.